Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Flesh and Blood Team League stream presented by the Combat Chain. I am Adam Philipchuk alongside Pat Shaw. And how's it going today, Pat?
Adam, going great. Looking forward to another exciting team league matchup. We have Donghee Kim versus Evelio Valdespino from SEAL Team Lotus. What we know, West Coast Best Coast has wrapped up the series, but records are important here, and those stats matter, and that is on the line today. We discussed last night that there's so much going on with the tiebreakers between SEAL Team and Galaxy Gaming and West Coast Best Coast that every game between that these three teams are playing matters. So even though the series is wrapped up, like I said, this tiebreakers are on the line here, and it looks like we are going to have a Starvo mirror. Donghee Kim has been Starvo for most of the season. Um, so he's pretty well versed in the Starvo matchup. I can't speak on how experienced Evelio is on Starvo, but it should be very interesting. Adam, what do you think about the Starvo mirror?
Oh, this is what's there to say about the Starvo mirror at this point? It's really, for the most part, well, mind you, this is pre-Autumn's touch ban still. So there is merit to possibly being able to bring in control here and being able to do well against aggro. I know post Autumn's touch, there's some discussion about how good uh, control Starvo is going to be now. The Michael Hamilton list we saw from Indianapolis. So I think in this matchup, um, it's pardon me. It's really tough to say because really whoever gets the better draws could be poised to do better here.
Absolutely. I'm having slight technical difficulties. Give me 1 second here.
I think we can still hear you.
That should remedy what I was seeing on my end. I had a little feedback. Didn't want to be reverberating all over the place here. But put on the good mic here, and we have to start off. He's got the Starvo activation into a red evergreen, which I'm sure is something we'll be seeing a lot more after May 2nd. Coming in for a solid 9 dominate go again on turn 0.
Yeah, and this is really kind of the opening Dong he's hoping to have. This is going to guarantee so much damage on turn zero, when otherwise people are just incentivized to block, and we see a two block here of all blocks. Like that's down to 34 on the opening play. That's right where Dong he wants to be.
Yeah, that really is part of the best case scenario here. Getting that life total down, costing we have the elk bashing into each other with dueling evergreens and throwing a pulverize and a ram's head at that frosty hammer, losing some good cards initially here. Donghee with a great turn, getting the arsenal card in there, ensuring the crown activation. Evelio still's got his evergreen on the board. Let's see if he picks it up.
Yeah, well, that might be his pings up a little bit. That might be a little bit of a lag thing. It's still showing for us when it's actually gone. Yeah, ping just shot up to 999 there for a second. I'm sure that'll disappear in a second here. But I believe we're oh no, he had forgotten it there. He just moved it now. We're going to
There
the
we
start
go.
of Evelio's turn here, opening with a Channel Lake Frigid. And Channel Lake Frigid, this is gonna slow Donghee down for a little bit. This is gonna potentially stop the double attack turns, the big attack into the Winter's Whale.
It does so early in the game. Got to imagine not as effective as he'd like it to be. He's playing it to get the card out, filter it more than anything. But Starvo's got so many blue cards anyways that the extra cost for something like the Crown of Seeds is not really going to be as effective, and most of his attacks are going to be costing enough where that extra one might not affect it that much. And Tunic, too early for Tunic. So we'll see how well this pays off. And that appears to be it. With that
Just playing the
just Channel Lake Frigid say go. Donghee with the Starvo activation, 2 of 2 so far in the game. Let's see what he comes in attacks with. Another evergreen, I believe that's the blue one. So that would be coming in for 7. 7 with the +2 dominate and the go again. I believe he needs to pitch one more. There it is. So he'll be floating 2. There is some tricks to these Starvo matchups. As the opponent, when you see Starvo on the other side of things, you're likely siding in, and this is true even on the mirror. You're siding in a lot more defensive reactions. Starvo does have access to things like staunch response and turn timber, specifically for the mirror. Really beefy, effective defensive reactions that aren't unmovable. But you really gotta decide where those defense reactions are played and when to use your armor. And the vanilla earth attacks are usually ones that, even if it feels like a lot, life is a resource. You're usually taking those hits.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you don't take the vanilla damage in this matchup unless you have a really good reason to, because you're just going to fall behind.
Yeah, and an effective frost hammer, having floated 2, pitches the ice to make it a frosty hammer, and coming in for 4. And this is where we'll likely see a block come to prevent the frostbite.
Yeah, and something to note, Donghee did have to, well, I guess didn't have to, but there is no Crown of Seeds activation here. Actually, he would have still won float, so he would have been even able to Crown of Seeds on this turn cycle. Oh no, he wouldn't have been able to
He
do
would
it on
need to pay 2, because of channel.
But
So I think, all things considered, and there's an awakening coming from the other side here. Exactly what you don't want to see. If you're Donghee Kim, this is the trademark Starvo grabbing that tempo back move here. It'd be interesting to see what he gets here. You could definitely go for the pulverize, but I'm interested to see if he grabs something that has a more something with an on-hit effect, like an Okanold, to really start disrupting Kim's game here. Him having we're 2 for 2 for Starvo activations in the game, so I think anything to slow it down, and I don't think pulverize it would quite do it here. So good pickup by Evelio on the Okanold, and we'll see if he can get it through. And then okay, there we go. It's like he had the one card in hand, but how is because he has the seismic surge.
He's got
on there, so
he'd have
it is a
13
regular
seismic surge.
fused. He had plenty, that's for sure. So free Okanold coming in for 9 on hit, 9 dominate on hit, 2 random cards go to the bottom of opponent's deck. We did see it looked like Kim was thinking about a turn timber as a defense reaction from hand. I believe that's that card on the left that he's been floating over there. Does he have enough with... so he's activating Crown, pays 2, floating 1, draws the card. That'll prevent 1.
We did see that turn timber get flashed there.
Yep.
Didn't
And
catch what
he
color it
is,
was though.
I believe it was a red one, but it was very quick. Thinking about blocking with the ram's head, but he does have to pitch into it with the channel like frigid.
No, Ram's Head does not interact with Channel Lake Frigid because it's a triggered ability, not an activated.
I stand corrected. So he can still, so if he blocks with the ram's head, that's 2. And then yeah, red turn timber is a, I think, 8 block if fused. That'd be
Um,
plenty. But he wouldn't need the ram's head at that point. If he does that. I can take a look at my own Starvo deck that I have in front of me because I am a post-ban filthy Starvo player. Earth Fusion, 6 defense, 2 cost, 6 defense, Elemental Guardian, defense reaction. If turn timber is fused, it gains +2 defense for a total of 8. So he can in fact prevent the 1 and fuse a turn timber to full block. We see him pitch a Pulse of Volt Haven, and a Crippling Crush. But
and
that's
doesn't
still not. Is a little out of order here. Donghee bringing the armor in after the fact. I'm sure that there's some gentlemanly conversation about the ordering here to allow that a little later. But no fuse, so 6 block defense reaction with damage prevention and 2 block from the Crater Fist for a total of 9. So he preserves life, burns through 3 cards, but stays in control. Donghee Kim Tunic to 3, and instead of arsenaling, does pitch an ice card for a Winter's Wail, coming in for 4 on hit Frostbite.
And I think at this point, Donghee's just trying to hold on to whatever semblance of tempo he can still try to hold on to in this game. Threaten the frostbite and try to slow down Evelio's game plan, even the slightest bit.
Yep.
And Evelio taking his time to think about this block here.
He could, given 40 life is still a pretty good chunk. Evelio's still putting a card on the board to block, so we are seeing equipment and a card from hand, and it is a Blue Autumn's Touch. If I were, I am an amateur Starvo player, but I feel like the Arsenal might have been the most effective way, because then your crown's back online. We
Yeah,
do see Evelio with another Oakenold, and it looks like he was fusing with the Pulse of Eisenloft again. And now we see a Red Staunch and pitching extra with the,
look,
I
break
think,
ground.
uh, yeah, that's a blue break ground and a tunic resource. A few shortcutty things happening. You see the Ram's Head coming in after the fact, but it doesn't appear to be an issue there. I'm sure they're, like I said, I think they're just shortcutting things around a little bit. The Red Staunch after the extra pitch, I believe, is that 8. So that would be a 9 block, and then it looks like he's coming in with the Frosty Hammer, finally pitching that Pulse of Eisenloft. Donghee's taking that hit, getting the Frostbite, going to 36. So we have Evelio and Donghee 27-36. Evelio's got the tempo though, even though he's a little behind on life. Kim is deciding what he's going to do, and he does Arsenal.
And here we see back on the start of Evelio's turn another Starvo activation here.
I believe that is his first one of the game. But Evelio, the train is rolling, right? The coals are being thrown into the engine. The steam's coming out of the chute, and he's going full court press here into Donghee Kim. We see a red evergreen coming in for 9 dominate go again. Looks like he's taking that hit. And then coming in with a frosty hammer for 4. Donghee's taking that as well, getting the frostbite.
Yeah, and with the red evergreen, once again an example of it's just vanilla damage. Donghee's happy to take it. He's able to come back now with his own Starvo activation. What is this, his third now?
This is his third out of 5 turns, I believe. This is just a heavyweight boxing match with haymaker after haymaker being thrown. Let's see what he can come up with the Starvo activation. He does crown.
Interesting that he chose to crown on his own turn.
And a crippling crush coming through. He had the one float. The cards are going all over the place.
Well, I'm not quite sure what was happening there.
There's TTS physics for you. But here we go. 13 dominate, go again, on hit, discard 2 cards at random. This is Rocky and Ivan Drago all over again. I'll let you decide who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. But we have a stiff shot right down the pipe. 13 dominate coming at Evelio. Let's see what he has to respond.
Did see him hovering over his arsenal there. I wonder if he's maybe he's either thinking about the Crown of Seeds activation or if he's got a Staunch or a Turn Timber of his own.
And there's the Staunch from Arsenal.
So that'll be what? Block for 10?
Staunch.
It's a red Staunch.
Red Staunch, yep, paying the extra does block for 10, so it does avoid the crush effect. Red Staunch.
I believe Red Staunch is in Hamilton's list.
It is.
So nothing too bizarre there.
No, but
and
it
if
is
anything,
timely coming in from the Arsenal. Very timely defense reaction.
So going into Evelio's turn here, Evelio reduced to 2 cards, and it looks like he's just going to Arsenal and pass it back to Donghee. So now Donghee, the one in the driver's seat, coming back on his turn once again with the Starvo activation. Oh, that's not a lightning card. There we go.
There we go. And yep, we do have the Breakground Channel and Frostfang. And then the red Breakground coming in.
Should be 9 dominate. Go again.
Yeah, 9 dominate, go again. Life total's getting a little low. That vanilla damage starting to become a little more relevant in the later game. You see Evelio thinking about how he's going to respond here. Likely going to start with a crown. He does have the tunic online, so he does not have to pitch a card to activate crown. I usually want to use that offensively, but when the need arises, you can definitely take advantage of that defensively. See, the cursor is moving all over the place here. Yep, and there's the tunic.
Tunic to crown.
Yep, and he takes the Arsenal card, so he's going to crown using the tunic resource. He comes in with a 5-card hand. Let's see if he's got something now. He might have been looking for that extra block.
Evelio on the 5-card hand right now.
A close game between these two competitors. We have Evelio at 20, Donghee at 23. Donghee coming in with a Starvoed Breakground. Evelio with a 5-card hand on defense. Looks like he's really contemplating his next play here. He does have a damage prevention floating with crown. He is looking at the Ironhide. Oh, and he takes 8.
Down to 12.
preventing one. Yep, and then the Frosty Hammer with the with that Frost Fang.
Evelio looking at his hand, trying to decide if he can afford to take the frostbite here. Hammer threatening to take him to 8 now. Donghee still at 23, so Evelio not quite in a position yet where he can.
He really needs that. I'm wondering if he's got just enough for Starvo activation. Possibly he's looking at what he can afford to lose here. A Starvoed card is really the being able to activate Starvo rather it might be the only thing that keeps him in the game here. I don't think he can afford to do anything less than a full heavy-handed response right back. And
Or an
Weaken
awakening.
Awakening.
Let's see, is this, doesn't look like this is fused.
Nope, but it's still a time to math. Is that 14 seismic surge tokens coming his way?
I believe you are correct.
Just a casual 14 seismic surge is of course not fused to get the 28 potential seismic surge tokens out of
You
that. We
receive
do
the
see the
crippling
crippling
crush.
crush. Interested to see if he's got the fuse cards behind that, and he does. He has a pulse. He's got a.
I
Was
believe
that
he's gonna have.
that wasn't? Was that that must have been a Volthaven, correct? Ice and Earth. No,
Yeah, that was Pulse
Ice
of
and
Voltaven.
Lightning. Yep, Ice and Lightning, and then an Autumn's Touch, I believe. But a free crippling crush coming in with Go Again, and all the bells and whistles. This is exactly what he needed to respond back. Has an opportunity to once again swing tempo back into his favor.
Yeah.
Not sure
See
what
Dong.
happened there with the cards, but we do see the Ram's Head also coming in here.
Donghee thinking about what else he's gonna add to this. A crippling crush of his own.
That's
Currently
5.
preventing 5.
Can't block anymore from hand, so uh,
Ironhide to
well,
7, it looks, maybe.
this is kind of preserving life at that point, huh?
Which I don't know if you're not going to stop the crush. I don't know if I like the Ironhide block here. And I think I think Donghee's having that same
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, I'm curious about even the crippling crush block at that point. I know you're gonna lose 2 cards, but now you're only down to 1. But I guess that is more of a life preservation than anything else. We see, I believe that was an ice and a lightning card that got discarded.
An icy encounter and a flash. Donghee is
And
going to take the
takes the
whale
hammer.
down to
Yep.
11, generating the frostbite.
A tight one.
I think Donghee's just going to arsenal and pass here. Looks like it.
Yeah.
So that's going to mean Evelio's in the driver's seat again.
Yeah, this is a big swingy match, typical of the Starvo mirrors, but exciting nonetheless. Evelio took some hits early. Looked like Donghee was in the driver's seat when Evelio has another activation. This is, I think we've seen about a half dozen activations total so far this game. Both players constantly having the goods and being able to follow up big attack with big attack. And we see that red Autumn's Touch coming in for the 9 Dominate Go again. And like we had mentioned earlier, the vanilla damage becoming much more relevant at 11 life than it was at 40.
Yeah, Donghee having to stop and actually think now. How low is he willing to go?
Yeah, Donghee, famous for going into the tank in blocking decisions this season. We'll see if he's maybe got a little more comfortable with the cards in his hand and the potential lines as he thinks long and hard about his block, as my better half likes to say. And he certainly is. He is in the tank. He's in the bottom of the tank. He's around the pebbles, cleaning the rocks.
And I think right now it's more so a matter of trying to figure out what does his turn look. Oh, an Oakenold that.
And he takes the Oakenold. Interesting. At 5 cards in his hand, and the Oakenold is the one that gets the axe. You know what that tells me? He's got an Oakenold in his hand.
Oh, maybe I could see that for sure.
Which would be pretty epic if that was the case. Goes down to 6. And another ice card. Both players have had, it feels like, exactly what they need for the situation in a sink below. A classy traditional defense reaction coming from Starvo, choosing not to sink the card though, but getting the 4 block in.
I
3
wonder.
card hand, very important 3 card hand right now.
Oh, and no
The
Starvo activation.
just a vanilla evergreen still coming in for 7. It is not nearly lethal. One card in hand. I don't think Evelio blocks this. What do you think?
Yeah, there's no threat at the pummel here. Like this, if Evelio's just making sure there's no tricks on this. If Evelio's got
Yeah,
what he
right.
needs to kind of shore this game away, I think he takes this here. And yeah,
And
we're
he
gonna
does.
see
He
him go
takes
to
it.
2.
And now Evelio at 2 life with a 5 card hand and the Tunic online. All the stars have aligned, and we see the Starvo activation, Channel Lake Frigid, Lightning Surge, and Autumn's Touch red. He's looking at his arsenal, and that is a red Autumn's Touch coming in for 9 Dominate. Does he have?
So
He
Donghee
does
does
have.
still have his Ironhide legs up.
Yeah. Yep, he can block with every piece of equipment and prevent damage still. So he's still got 5 potential block, including the damage prevention with his armor. So that matters. And of course, he's got the ram's head.
Donghee in the tank again. Looking at his arsenal. Trying to parse out what his block looks like. How does he come back from this?
Oh, and literally just hurling cards at his opponent.
So we see a Heaven's Claws here blocking for 3. It looks like we're going to Ram's Head and Ironhide, so that takes it up 6.
Yep. So it looks like he'll likely take 3, go to 3. He does pitch a pulse to get there.
And if Donghee does have the ice card right now, I imagine pitching that pulse feels pretty bad. Oh, and here we
Oh, and
see
here comes the pulse of his own, and that is a frosty hammer for 8,
for 8. That is correct.
because the hammer is an elemental weapon, and pulse of voltainment works on elemental attacks.
Ooh,
And a sink below from Arsenal. Does this put him down to 1?
looks like it.
It does.
What a
Donghee
tight game here.
survives. Oh man. Donghee Kim, West Coast, Best Coast, down to 1 life and a 2-card hand, surviving Evelio's attack. Evelio at 2 life, drawing up. He did Arsenal a card. He's got his 5-card hand. Donghee taunting the hammer.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
And
I
and
believe we do have
throws
the frostbite
everything
here.
into the pitch. No frostbite, correct? That's a break ground and a lightning surge.
Yeah, well, it was because the whale would have given Donghee the frostbite
Yes,
from
yeah,
the previous turn.
yeah, understood. Yeah, so a vanilla 4 damage, coming to Evelio, who still has all his armor, and we do see looks like a crown activation, pitching and exposed to the elements. Should still have 2 float. I imagine we'll see something very similar to what Donghee did, and likely throwing. Let's see what he does. I feel like there's no reason not to just put the Ironhide legs out there, but he blocks for 3. Blocks for 3 and prevents 1 with the crown.
And now we
And
gotta
now
wonder.
Evelio, yeah, Evelio with the 3-card hand. If he starts showing, okay, so he's pitching Heaven's Claw coming in with a break ground. Can't quite make the color out for that one.
I believe that's blue. Let me zoom in on yeah, that's a blue. So this is coming in for 5. No threat of the pummel here.
Yeah, no, that's the best case scenario for Donghee here. Evelio had a real opportunity to snatch that tempo, and I think they just got to even ground here. They're back to bring the Rocky analogy of Vanilla 4. These guys are in the 12th round, 15th round of a heavyweight championship fight here. They are tired, they're sweaty, they're leaning their heads on each other and just peppering each other with these are just hooks coming from the stomach at this point. The hands are down. They're just going through to each other at a perilous rate.
Something of note here, though, Evelio was able to just crown a seeds off the tunic. I think that's going to be huge here because now
Got the 5
Evelio
card
can,
hand.
yeah, Evelio's on the 5-card hand again, and that I think it could be that could give Evelio the advantage he needs because now we're able to crown a seeds plus ramparts plus Ironhide legs and still go back to Evelio's turn on a 4-card hand now.
Fence 1. I think he's no, he's got it for all of them. Yep. Yeah, he's able to do that. Pitch a blue, block 4 seems pretty good.
Now, do we see the Starvo activation? No, but we see a
No,
glacial
but
footsteps. Is this going to be
but
fused?
no fuse, no
No
fuse.
fusion.
Oh man.
And that's a
And
blue, so
so
this
we
is coming
see
in for 8.
Donghee's the crown activation from Donghee. We see the ram's head, the crown. It is
Still
just
6 to go.
vanilla. Yep.
But this
Well, we
allows,
see.
2 cards from hand. You can still swing the whale and arsenal a card on Donghee's side. So
Yep. And the punches just keep coming.
punches keep coming, but both players still in this.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy. What are we seeing here? I think he second guessed the ram's head, puts the pitch value back, and comes in with a staunch response.
I wonder, do you actually rather, Arsenal that staunch if you can and wait, because I'm no seasoned Starvo player myself. I don't know what the better play is there because
See what he's got he comes in with the vanilla hammer. And can we see what those cards, is that a red break ground as well?
I believe it's a yellow break ground. Yeah,
Yellow
yellow break ground, and then the Oakenold red, of course.
Interesting. What does he have in hand?
Donghee is one we have seen to run Pummel, but still no threat of the Pummel here with just the one card in hand at this point. So
Yeah, having to pitch the yellow and the red for 3, but the Oakenold being being the card pitched is 44 to 38 cards. Evelio thinking about his own block, still at 2 life, 4 cards in hand. I believe he crowned. Did he crown? Is that why
he's already crowned. Yep.
Yep. So he can prevent 1. He can. One, two, three. He could throw all the tunic and the fist, and he would still need to pitch 1 for the ram's head. So he might as well just block with 1. And there it
2
is.
spinal
Spinal
crushes in
crush
his
blocks.
hand.
Yeah, that's some beef, but obviously pretty concentrated. You don't want to have too many of those reds at once. And we see a frosty hammer from Evelio.
Evelio now, though, in a position where he can threaten the Pummel, so Donghee needs to be cognizant of that. However, at this point, like if you play around Pummel, because red Pummel takes us to 8. I don't know if you even play around it. I think you just hope he doesn't have it.
Yeah, both players haven't shown Pummel this game. Doesn't mean it's not there, but it is. I feel like it's one of those cards you don't see terribly often, but of course, when you don't respect the Pummel, it's when it comes.
Yep. So it looks like Evelio is just going to Arsenal and pass
And then
here.
solid, yeah. And now 3-card hand. Starvo activation could do it, and no Starvo activation, but a Frosty Hammer response from Donghee. Just 2 long-haired, bearded guardians with capes slamming just icy hammers at each other's faces, hoping one goes down.
And I imagine this is an easy block for Evelio once again. Kind of both players have lost their momentum here, and they're just at a stalemate right now.
They're swinging back and forth so hard that they both killed each other's momentum, and they are just. I got to imagine the first person with enough cards in hand for a Starvo activation uh, is going to feel great about what they have. The fact that these guys keep coming with those hammers tells me they just haven't found the right mix of cards yet.
Well, another thing to note though is with the life totals as such, like Evelio can leak 1 more damage and that's it. Donghee can't leak anything. Like they're in a position where maybe they even if they find the hand they want, they might not be able to hold on to it.
Yes, that is correct, right? We're getting down to welcome deck levels of flesh and blood here. No equipment, just the cards in hand, and whoever's got the more moxie here to come up with the unique attack angle that wins the game.
This is sudden death Fab.
The purest
the
form
Pummel.
of he pummels it. When you don't respect the Pummel comes through.
That puts
What
him
do we
up to
got
7.
here?
Does
7,
Evelio have
and that's
the
a
D-react?
2. He needs the D-react. The pummel. Donghee with the pummel. Oh, we have
And
a
the
pitch. And the
staunch.
staunch response.
Wow.
Donghee holding on to the pummel, waiting for the opportunity to hit it. Gets that opportunity, and Evelio responds.
And
With
Evelio choosing to Arsenal on his turn here. So
the
Donghee is
world's
fully in the driver's
finest.
seat again.
Man.
Oh, and here we see the Okinold. This is fused.
The Okinold fused! Oh! Does Evelio? He's looking at his arsenal.
Does Evelio got it?
Can he respond? Or is this the game?
This is currently threatening 9. Dominate.
I am literally at the edge of my seat.
This has been such a game.
We see the pitch.
So
he's crowning. He's digging. He's digging for that
I think he needs a
defensive
staunch
reaction.
now.
He 100% needs a staunch and pitch into it.
Turn timber gets him there as well.
Yeah, with a crown. He just activated crown, so he's floating one. But he needs a powerful defensive reaction.
Here we see the turn timber. Does Donghee have the pummel? No, we're gonna see an Arsenal. Wow. Oh, hang on.
Unbelievable.
No Arsenal. Nope.
Nope. Looks like closes combat chain.
There's no way he doesn't Arsenal here.
There it is. There's the Arsenal.
Oh, wow.
Man.
You're getting your money's worth here, folks.
Evelio coming in with the vanilla Autumn's touch, no activation. This game's got me so revved up. My wife is telling me to be quiet. Evelio coming in with the Autumn's touch. I believe that. Do we see what pitch that was? That is a yellow Autumn's touch for 6. Yes, it is. Donghee on the defense.
So this is what, 2 card block from hand at worst.
Yes, because unless he has a defense reaction, it would still, because he can crown, but he's definitely loses a card no matter what. So he does. Best case scenario, he leaves with a 2-card hand and a card in arsenal, or a 3-card hand rather.
I'm just sitting here with bated breath. What a match we've had.
I am getting all sorts of clamps. Here we go. We see the Heaven's Claw. What is happening?
We almost accidentally put our top card of our deck on.
Yep. We did. TTS.
As great as TTS is, sometimes it does come with its own hijinks. And here we see the turn timber from hand. That should be a block should be an overblock, I believe, for 7.
6/7. Yep, interesting. He must have found that turn timber.
And even with the pulse in hand, no Starvo activation. Just can't find that lightning card for Donghee.
Tough. But it is a Frosty Hammer. Donghee will leave this turn with being able to arsenal a card. We see Evelio activate crown. Look at his own 5 cards here.
And yeah, once again, this has gone enough cycles that Evelio has managed to get another resource out of his tunic.
Which is crazy, because I'm pretty sure he was in single digits when he used the last one.
He was at 2, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is how tight this match is.
This one will definitely go down. Go down in the record books. This is a crazy game. Chat, I hope you are enjoying it.
So full block from Evelio.
Yep. Full block and a pitch, which means no.
Oh, and the glacial footsteps
Fused glacial footsteps. The crown activation from Donghee.
So Donghee needs to what? He needs a staunch or a turn timber now, I think.
And how many has he
No,
already
even a
gone?
turn timber won't get him there. What was this, 8?
This is 8.
Yeah, turn timber will get him there.
Turn timber, he needs to block with the ram's head right now if he's got that turn timber though. Unless it's fused. Yeah, unless it's fused.
Oh, and the staunch! What are the chances?
The defense reactions are just insane in this matchup. This is crazy.
He must have hit the staunch on the draw there.
Each player just coming through with exactly what they need to stay alive. Donghee coming in with the Frosty Hammer after surviving a dominated Glacial Footsteps with the clutch staunch response.
I thought for sure that was going to be lights out for Donghee on that one.
Up is down, left is right. Dogs are getting along with cats. This is a crazy, crazy world we're living in. It is Starvo's world, and we're just here for the ride. Both players have to be just beside themselves with the Evelio dumping the armor into the Frosty Hammer, keeping a 4-card hand.
I wonder if Evelio's got the Starvo here.
I think that's likely the case. Let's see if he's got it. He's looking at his cards. There's the earth.
There's the ice. There's the lightning.
And there's the lightning.
All right.
What do we got? He pitches. Oh, he's coming in with the Autumn's Touch. That is a blue Autumn's Touch for 7. 7 dominate. Go again.
So right now we need what, a staunch or a turn timber again.
Evelio is representing 11 potential damage here this turn, and we see 5 being blocked.
I wonder. That might be game then.
Was that game? What is happening?
Is that how this ends? We're searching the deck. I think that's game.
It is.
So there we have it.
What the hell did he have in his hand? I guess not enough, right? Not a defense reaction, that's for sure.
After all those haymakers, that's how it ends. Just a dominated Autumn's Touch.
Yep. Starvo doing Starvo things to close it out. Evelio, Valdespino, SEAL Team Lotus taking just a slobber knocker of a mirror match against Donghee Kim from West Coast, Best Coast.
What a match.
So that was unbelievable.
Both players just throwing haymakers. You can't, like, as a spectator, you can't ask for a better match. That was something else. That was so tight.
That was awesome. Both players clearly had are very well versed in their decks, had the correct boards in there, and just I feel like every defensive reaction came out to play during that game, and at exactly the right times. That came down to just 2 guys hitting each other with sticks at that point, and until finally, I mean, that was a journey, because they had Donghee Kim starts with 2 fuses, 2 Starvo activations in a row. Evelio on his back foot. Evelio comes back 2 awakenings in the game. Needs both of those awakenings to hit consequential cards with devastating on hits to get the tempo back. Evelio then start surging through with Starvo activations until Donghee is able to stifle them, and they both then stall out at that point, and then it's just hammering each other until somebody finally got the Starvo activation. But Evelio on the tail end there, he had to have been so frustrated to see the glacial footsteps fused, blocked all these high damage cards coming through, and both players just dropping the exact defensive reaction that they need at the right time until finally Evelio able to take it with Autumn's touch. Fare thee well, banned cards. Uh, we see all the cards that will no longer be with us in all their glory here, showing why they are so powerful. Awakening and Autumn's touch coming in the end.
Yeah, that
Man,
match was a great sunset show for those cards, that's for sure.
if I smoked anymore, it would be a good time for a cigarette. That was a good game. That was nice.
That was good. So with that game concluding, we have Evelio managing to sneak in a win for SEAL Team Lotus, putting the series at 3-1 for West Coast Best Coast. We do have one more game in the series coming for you guys tomorrow morning, April 30th, and that's going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Colin Honigman of West Coast Best Coast taking on Joshua Kahey. Until then, though, I
They have a
think that's
lot. They have a hard show to follow here. Tell you what, you
yeah,
guys share this game, folks. Get that link out. Tell your kids. The songs will be sung of this match. This was crazy. This was definitely a good one. One for the record books.
yeah, that you can't ask for a better match.
And we
But
got to stream it. We got to stream it. We got to cast it. Got to yell. That was great. Fantastic.
but until next time, I think that's going to be it for this edition of Flesh and Blood Team League action. Thanks for watching as always, and yeah, we're closing the combat chain.
Closing the combat chain.